What's up, my peeps? Hey, I wanted to just stop by real quick and show y'all something I picked up the other night right before the eclipse. When I say reflections, I know some people probably look at it and go, yeah, that ain't true. We don't live on quote unquote the moon. We don't live in a crater. We don't live in the place that's being reflected back to us. I get to see so many different things that sometimes I ain't gonna lie, it's so much that I don't even know where to start at sometimes. The things I get to see and experience, I finally understand that's because of who I am and what I was meant to do here. But at first I was shaking up, I ain't gonna lie. I was wondering, why do I get to see all of this stuff? See, you live in a simulation. This whole thing is about enslavement and entrapment of your soul. This is a soul game. And you live in a matrix that has an overlay of assimilation over it. I can't really explain all of that right now, but just trust me. You live somewhere totally different than what you believe. So you believe, and therefore, because you believe, you can be deceived. See, knowing yourself is so essentially important to getting up out of here. That ain't even funny. It ain't even funny. They distract you with everything. I mean, everything that they can imagine to pull in your soul energy. The other day I was watching a rancher separate the calves from the mothers. That's sort of what ranchers do. They raise cattle. You get them the calf or have a calf, and then you separate the mothers from the calf, and they'll sell off or, send to the slaughterhouse, whatever they got to do. But I was looking at that, and it really, really, truly reminded me of humanity. How, because of your thought processes and the way that you think, the way that you perceive, they can always herd you out. Excuse me. They can always herd you out. But they can always herd you out. They can always push your button one way to make you react another. The reason I say that is because I watch these ranchers divide these cows up. And the natural instinct of the mother is to run with the calf and protect the calf and not allow it to be separated from her. So she'll do any and everything to get in between the rancher and her baby, her calf. Now, most mothers listen to this like you damn right. But look at the instinct. Look at how they use that cow's instinct, that heifer's instinct, to separate her from her calf. So she would do any and everything. So what they did was, one ran up in between her and the calf, and the other one came on the other side. So she starts trying to headbutt one or the other. Well, while she's trying to headbutt one or the other rancher comes in from the side and pretty much stops the calf and pushes it the other direction it wants it to go. Therefore, now it is separated. So I say all that to say this. The instincts that you are using are being used against you to separate you from your soul. from the thing inside of you that carries all of your consciousness, that carries everything you are. You know, it's amazing how religion has separated us. Religion has separated us and made us believe that we are different from each other or we're better than each other. You know, that's amazing. We are no different from each other. We're no different from each other than cows in the field. My bad. We have different DNA. Okay. We have different DNA structures that bring about different responses and different looks and these different variations of the human form. But how does that make us different? See, what is different is the mentality. You know, when I was playing college basketball and playing pro basketball, you know, it was so amazing the things that I learned that pertain to life. Like I was always a guy that sat back and just would perceive everything. I want to see what's going on before I jump in anything. I had to know what was going on. So you know, I would sit back and observe. Well, I got a catastrophic injury. And so I had to sit out for a year and a half, year and something, you know, just watching everybody play. What I got to see was so amazing. It changed my whole life. Because something I had worked for my whole entire life, I realized I didn't want no more. Something I just gave blood, sweat, and tears to, man. I cried, cramped up in the middle of the night, you know, eating the perfect diet, all the sacrifices. I realized I didn't want it no more because it was all a lie. It was all fake. When you realize that humanity is being separated for what they can do instead of who they are, when you understand that, you understand the plight that humanity is in. So, the jab is bringing you to the point where you realize, or I should say, we who didn't get it realize, well, we're being separated. We're being herded out. We've been thinned out. I mean to say not herded out. We've been thinned out. My question is, who's the thinner? Who's the simulator? Who's thinning out humanity? Who's simulating it? You know, time and consciousness is bendable. I don't know if y'all have gotten these concepts yet, but time and consciousness is bendable. I can bring you to a lower consciousness and then manipulate your idea of time or what you perceive, because what you perceive is actually what you receive. You're only receiving what you're perceiving. Look at the way that science describes vision. When you look at something, it is being reflected, refracted, whatever you want to call it, but it is being turned around. The whole image you see is being turned around. So the fractalization of your space is easy. This is not something hard to do. But I digress. My point to this video was that we live in a simulation, and now that things are being simulated, it's time for the ones that have come to start to simulate. Not assimilate, but simulate. You are now here to start to rebuild this. You know, when I shouldn't say rebuild this. I should say to be a safe haven for those that are waking up late. My bad. Because it's not time to rebuild right now. It's not. Anything rebuilt right now will be destroyed. It's not time to rebuild. It's now time to, quote unquote, use a verse from the Bible, watch and pray. It's that time. Because you're about to watch and see what is about to transpire over these next 2 years. I mean, I'm telling you, where I'm from, there's a term called get your boots on. Well, it might be time to get your boots on. For the next 1.5 to 2 years, the simulation starts falling apart because the ones who built the simulation are riding out. They've collected their prize of what they came for. Now they about to ride out because they ain't got no more time here. And when they ride up out of here, what's going to be left is a big ass hole. And you starseeds that came, y'all are coming to fill that hole. Y'all coming to fill that void within humanity that's going to be left. The confusion, the doubt. You know, these united countries of the world have illustrated to us their power over and over and over again. But their power is in a 3-dimensional aspect because they can't ascend to the next level. They are stuck. So they went and created a whole nother virtual reality. People who go into real virtual reality will tell you, man, I thought it was real. I thought it was there. Your mind, everything locks into it. It becomes so real. Because you're in another reality, but it's virtual. But it's no less a reality than this one. Understanding the quantum mechanics that go along with this helps you to see that a virtual reality, if you understand the quantum mechanics, you will understand that virtual realities can be made all over the place. You literally just have to have a storage for it, right? So this simulated reality is coming apart at the seams. They've gotten who they wanted, or the ones they could get, I should say. They didn't get who they want, because they got who they want. Starseeds and light workers wouldn't be talking. That's who they wanted. They wanted us bad. They got some of us. They did. They got some of us. But they ain't get us all. You know, these freaking united countries of the world have literally locked the human population down, don't want you to ascend, have enslaved and entrapped humanity for hundreds of years. Like, this ain't, man, I wish I can get people to understand, this shit ain't been going on for a long time. Like, this just started happening in the whole realm of time. So 12,000 years ago, it went down. Africa, which was Atlantis, got covered in water. The waters receded. You're left with the Sahara Desert. Go and look at the Eye of Sahara. That is Atlantis. So if that is Atlantis, then in America, what is that? What is America? Well, America is what's called Asia Major. Asia Major. If you got Asia Minor, where's Asia Major? On Google, they give you some false information that, oh, we just changed the name, or the name changed. It was a name change. Okay. Columbus sailed looking for the West Indies, right? So it's no wonder that people initially were called Indians here. We found India. We found the Indians. So that tells you something totally different than what the narrative you've been given. It's time to wake up and stand in your wokeness. Not that fake ass wokeness where they trying to lure melanated people into that lost matrix, into that lost virtual reality. Now I ain't talking about that. Now they are already done. They're already done. Those people are done. I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about the whole of humanity. The whole of humanity. There's a tribe coming out of you, humanity. There's a whole tribe coming out of you. I better cut this short. Right now, time. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Stay up.